Hey gang, it's Leila here from the Comic Connection for this week's comic book reviews. First up, we've got Dark Avengers, Uncanny XMen Utopia. This is written by Matt Fraction with the art by Mark Silvestri. Worried about the chaos created by the birth of the last mutant, a segment of the human population seeks to regulate mutant procreation. The X-Men try to quell the riot that ensues, but Norman Osborn seizes the opportunity to make a new power play. I thought this was a great story by Fraction, and it's got beautiful art by Silvestri. This might be the most interesting story that's not going to be told under the Dark Reign banner, but it might have bigger consequences. So this whole Utopia storyline actually might be pretty interesting. I didn't have much hope for a big Avengers X-Men crossover, but if it all goes kind of like this, then I might be really interested. So definitely one to read. Next up, we've got Berserker No. 1. This is written by Rick Lovard and the art's by Jeremy Hahn. In this one, the lives of two young men are changed when they realize that they have an uncontrollable rage living deep inside them. First, Aaron breaks out during a wrestling match, and then after a car crash with his girlfriend, the rage sort of takes over. And then the other character, Ferris, decides to quell his or to quit his job by basically beating up his boss. Meanwhile, a woman named Rowena and a man named Ray seem to be on two sides of the argument, one trying to help these people control their rage, and the other one hoping to just let them go, not to neuter these berserkers. I actually thought that this was pretty good. It's full of tortured characters and lots of gore, so this is a good start to a series. If you want sort of a horror book with a whole superpower feel to it that's kind of different, this is definitely a good book for you. Okay, next up we've got Freddy vs. JasonVS Ash No. 1. This is written by Jeff Katz and James Kuhoric, and the art's by Jason Craig. In this one, Freddy and Jason are back, and Ash is once again in the middle, but the worst part may be that the government is trying to harness the power of the Necronomicon to create soldiers that can't die like Jason and can kill you in your dreams like Freddy. If you're a fan of these characters, you pretty much know what to expect, and you're going to like it. There's lots of gore and trash talking, and this doesn't disappoint at all in that way. The art was often hit or miss for me, but overall it was a really enjoyable read for me, who's a fan of all these characters. Maybe not Jason so much, but anyways, still pretty good. And last but not least, we've got Dark Wolverine No. 75, written by Daniel Way and Marjorie Liu, with art by Giuseppe Camuncoli. In this one we get a closer look at Daken, who's Dark Wolverine, and his role within the Dark Avengers. He secretly doesn't believe that Norman should be the one in charge, and he's gathering information about all of his teammates in the background before he makes his ultimate power play move. But he also enjoys torturing Hawkeye, or Bullseye as he really is, at every turn, which is really funny. There's also a backup story in here called Dark Wolverine Saga that highlights all the key points to Daken's sort of origin and his relationship with his father, Wolverine. I really enjoyed this. Daken has been a really interesting character so far. In this one, he's sort of the anti-hero that you can't help cheering for, but you kind of hate him at the same time. It's just really smartly written and drawn. I think that this is going to be a really good run. Taking over the Wolverine book, you definitely have to read it.